Live stream is running. Are we on the crooked side? I don't know. I can't tell. Is that crooked? Who the fuck knows? If you eat nothing but carrots on a Tuesday, you will shit a pile of orange powder on Wednesday. I know, because it happened to me earlier this week. I also know that a fresh episode of the Savage Sacktap starts right now.
You're listening to the Savage Sacktap. It's not a podcast, it's not a half-cast, it's just a quick shot to the balls to help you finish off the week. We're cutting through the bullshit, filling your Friday with rage-fueled logic, and cracking a few jokes along the way. So grab a bag of frozen peas. There's a Savage Sacktap coming your way.
Smooth, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.
Okay, here we go. How are we doing? Happy, what's today? Friday night, Savage Sacktap. I am Mike Montone. Let's get it going here. I don't know if you can hear that behind me. I have the window open because it's fucking August, so it's sweltering, but it's also raining, which hopefully that takes a little bit of the edge off the heat. We've been fucking cooking lately, baby. It was a little stormy. We had a stormy start to the week. I got absolutely fucking soaked on my way home from work, and then I missed the bus I was going for because the weather's all fucked up. I had to stop at Best Buy, so you're moving a little bit slower. So I get to the Port Authority. I missed it it must have been like 1 minute. I think I saw it pulling out. So I had to spend a fucking hour hanging out waiting for the next bus home. Finally got home, fucking exhausted. I smoke a little bit. I have a nice cup of chamomile tea. I like that after work with a nice blaze, and I'm settling into a nap. When all of a sudden, I must have been asleep for like 10 minutes. I just hear a crash. I mean, the sound of breaking shattered glass just shocked me out of my fucking sleep. I thought I was under attack by Stone Cold Steve Austin, as it were. No, what happened, I had some beer growlers up on a windowsill because I'm a dumbass. Put them up on a nice high windowsill where a tropical storm, perhaps, could blow said window wide open and cause the growlers to come crashing to the ground and smash into pieces, which is exactly what happened. One growler did survive. It didn't get knocked over. Two were destroyed on my kitchen floor. And the shitty thing about this is that now I don't know if I got all the shards of glass up. So I have like towels down over there. I've been walking over in there that direction. I have to have slippers or sneakers or something on, because the last thing I want is just a tiny piece of fucking glass to the toe. I know it's coming. I know it's gonna happen at some point, because I did the same fucking thing in my bathroom. I came in from working out and I tore. I'm holding it up to the camera if you can see on the live stream. If you're just listening to the audio, you can't. I tore a fucking callus off doing weighted pull-ups in the park, and so I come in. I wanted to wash my hands. I don't know what the fucking crawling around in those pull-up bars. I don't want to get a staph infection to get my fucking hand amputated. So I'm like bending down over my sink, and I have a little candle on top of my commode in case someone takes a super foul shit. They can light the candle, and the next person into the bathroom doesn't have to worry about it. And I guess I stuck my ass out when I was bending over to use the sink, and I hit something, and it knocked over the candle, which obviously sits in a little glass jar. So that smashed on my fucking bathroom floor, right between the toilet and the sink. So I think I cleaned up most of those, but I have no idea. So I got a towel down in my kitchen. I got towels down on my fucking bathroom floor. I'm a fucking disaster. This is not how a grown man should not live like that. I feel like a grown man does not stay out like this. Where were you? Fuck. All because of a little storm and some pull-ups. I'm breaking glass all over the goddamn place. It was like a Jewish wedding hall in here this week. It was a stormy start, and we had a very nice weekend, though. I had a good beach weekend. It was steamy out. There were all sorts of buns out on the on the beach. I will say this. Parents, I feel like they always say this is a generational thing. Like, parent, you gotta watch what your daughter's wearing. But, Jesus fucking Christ, it's like, it's like fucking, Brazil or France or something like that. Everyone's wearing a goddamn thong bikini, so depending, if it's the grown-ups, you're like, this is great. You see some, like, thick 25-year-old ass, but then you look to the left and there's, like a fucking 5-year-old with a goddamn G-string on. I guess that's just the swimsuit of the season. Like, a couple years ago, everyone kind of switched back to these stupid one pieces with, like, the bar in the middle. For some reason, this is thong summer, baby. But yeah, parents, please, get that out of there. It's like a goddamn fucking erotic Kids R Us ad on the beach. I took a nap. I fell asleep on Long Beach Island. I woke up on Pedophile Island. And looked to my left, and Clinton and Epstein were having a good laugh under an umbrella. No, but thankfully there were some thick Hispanic chicks, which we don't get a lot of those on LBI, so that was a treat. And there were a few MILFs to help set off the age bracket, thankfully, because I like a good MILF. I come from that American Pie generation where we heard the term MILF for the first time and we were like, "Yep, this is it." Get me some Rochelle Ryan, and there is what I think I'm going to classify as a GILF on the beach. I see this older looking woman. She looked to be in her later 50s, maybe her 60s, somewhere in that 10-year gap. But she had a great beach, deep summer tan. She had blonde hair, looked like she still dyed it. Because you could tell there are a couple wrinkles there. This is definitely a gal who likes to spend time in the sun. But for her age, she was still in very good shape. She was wearing a bikini. She was keeping it tight. And I think, because they were up at the water line, sort of splishing and splashing about, and I was sitting on a chair a few yards back, and I think I caught Grandma giving me the eye. So obviously, you got to do the whole coy thing. You gotta look away a little bit. You gotta you play a little hard to get, and then I turned back a few minutes later, and she was kind of walking in the other direction down the beach. But I'll tell you what, if she invited me back to the beach house for a margarita and a nice aloe vera rub down, I don't think I would have been able to say no. She's got some experience between those thighs, baby. A little bit of know-how. I bet the old broad still shaves her clam. But alas, 'twas not to be. She was hanging with what looked to be her daughter and like an adult granddaughter. So I'm assuming this woman, like I said, was a little up there in age. And I'm not an incest porn guy. If that pops up on the top of my my X videos or my Pornhub, I refresh the page to get it out of there. But I think I would have banged all three if they were like a family. If you bang the daughter while she eats out her mother, who is eating out the grandmother, they call that a family tree. So that would be something to pull off. That's one you put her on the old bucket list. 3 notches for the belt, from the same bloodline. What a day that would be. Speaking of banging, though, how about that big bang in Beirut, Lebanon? Jesus fucking Christ. That thing was... I mean, I saw the video of that. It must have been within the hour after it happened, because I follow a bunch of Middle East accounts on Twitter, because I'm, like, obsessed with terrorism. That thing was fucking huge, and obviously, the first thing you're thinking in the Middle East is terror. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But I just want to talk about the explosion. It was ammonium nitrate, I guess, is it's essentially fertilizer. And if you've ever worked with that shit, you can make a really big bomb out of not a lot of that stuff. Like, that's what Timothy McVeigh used to take out the building in Oklahoma City, and we used to when I was in the combat engineers, we used to use it. You take it and you put it in with gasoline, and you set a charge, and that one of those makes a big boom. It's about 40 pounds. One of those makes a huge fucking boom. This was like thousands of tons. I cannot it must have been, you're sitting at a fucking cafe drinking a chai, and all of a sudden, there's just a rumble and a fireball and a what the fuck. I mean, the overpressure from that thing must have shattered bones like a mile away. I mean, that is just, if you're around a normal explosion with a fucking a plated vest on, and you're behind a little bit of standoff, a big boom is gonna feel like you're getting hit in the fucking chest with a baseball bat. You're near something like that? Holy fuck! It must have felt like getting hit by a fucking truck. Jesus. But yeah, I love how everyone on my news feeds now was immediately an expert on that situation. So the people who, since March, have all been epidemiologists and constitutional scholars and criminologists, all of a sudden, within the flick of a flame and the blast of a mushroom cloud, they became munitions and foreign policy experts. I love it. They read 3 tweets and a couple headlines, and all of a sudden they're making claims about, I saw somewhere, that was a nuclear blast. I was like, they all make the same fucking cloud, you fucking dope. And they're talking about Moabs and Hezbollah and Israel, and it's like, shut the fuck up. I mean, if any of us, I don't know anything. The only thing I know, I can talk to you about what it's like. I'm sorry for watching a live stream, watching me finger my fucking left eye. Something just popped in there. The only thing I can tell you about is that being around an explosion kind of fucking sucks. I mean, it's cool, but it sucks. But you got these idiots on social media making all sorts of declarations about what happened, and it's like, no, you fuck. If you knew anything about this, you would be either on the ground doing a post-blast, or you'd be at an embassy running fucking security shit on the people who work in the harbor, or whatever is going on. You are not, you fucking Joe Jerkoff 375 on Twitter who plays Call of Duty for 8 hours a day. That does not make you an expert in the blast that took place in the port of Beirut, Lebanon. So, I guess what I'm saying is, quit using the internet to opine on things that you don't know about, and use it to masturbate like you're supposed to, alright? Jerk off like a grown-up. No one cares about your fucking opinion on the Middle East. Oh, yeah. I wanted to touch on this. I love this. I actually blogged about this, and you can find said blog at meatheadmedia.com if you want more thorough coverage. But I do want to tip my cap here to Trader Joe's. For those of you who don't know, Trader Joe's has like these international product lines. Like they do Trader Ming's for Chinese type foods. They have Trader Jose for Mexican foods. Trader Josef for Joseph. Josef, I guess is their German line. They use that for a lot of like breads and pretzels. They have Trader Giotto for Italian, which I thought wouldn't it be like Trader Giuseppe? I don't fucking know. Who am I? Who am I? You're breaking my fucking balls here, Trader Joe. But anyway, you know how it is. If you shop at Trader Joe's, it's all of this, there's sort of cutesy, nice bullshit that appeals to suburban Caucasians or people who live in Hoboken or whatever the fuck. So, of course, people on the internet called it racist and demanded that the names be changed. Because everything, if you even mention another ethnicity, it's automatically cultural appropriation. Unless, by the way, you're talking about the Irish or the Italians. Then anyone can fucking have at it. Anyone can make whatever terrible fucking pizza they want, and they can throw whatever fucking Italian branding they want on it, and it's totally cool. Same thing. The Irish, they're like, if you're Italian, the Irish are kind of like your retarded fucking cousin or whatever. You don't always want to align yourself with them, but technically you have to, because we came to America at the same time. Anyone can fucking celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Green shirt, couple shamrocks on your cheek. Kiss me, I'm Irish, even if you're not, and no one cares, because it's St. Patrick's Day and everyone's getting shithoused and just wants to, they just want to hook up, eat some junk food, fucking puke in a fucking through the window of a squad car, whatever the fuck it is people do on St. Patrick's Day. But of course, these assholes circulate a change.org petition demanding that Trader Joe's take action and change away from these ethnically named foods, which I love. We're in the middle of a global pandemic that's just laying waste to senior centers and fucking Florida, I guess. We got race riots going on in the streets. We got what else is going on? There's a recession. People's bank accounts are just being emptied, and these cocksuckers are running around. They're petitioning a grocery store to change its very playful, very nice, very cheeky product labels, because they could borderline be accused of being slightly racially insensitive, and not even, like, in the most cartoonish way, right? In, like, a very Simpsons-esque way, which I guess it makes sense then, because, society came along and they've cucked the fucking Simpsons, of all people, and Family Guy out of doing their cartoon ethnic humor. So, I don't know. But I feel like if you have the time to petition a grocery store to change its product labels, then your life is just entirely too comfortable, right? Like, you are in no way are you worried about where the next meal or the next paycheck is going to come from. You're not worried about having to fight a fucking bear or shoot away a rabid Indian tribe on the frontier coming to take over your fucking family and kidnap your kids. You're not worried about Boko Haram. You aren't worried about fucking Chupacabra. You're not worried about shit. You are not in survival mode. You're saying stupid things like this. This woman who was quoted in the article. I love this. This is like one of the dumbest things I've ever read. She says, "This is really a time where companies need to reflect on what their goal is in this movement and how they can push forward racial justice in their day-to-day operations." So I'm going to stop you right there, Toots, because no, it isn't. The job of Trader Joe's is to sell almond milk, non-dairy ice cream, and affordable produce, all right? That's what the job of Trader Joe's is. It's not to advance anyone's racial or socio-political agenda. It is literally a place where I can go in and buy a loaf of ciabatta and some prosciutto and some mozzarella at a reasonable price before running next door for a bottle of red wine so I can have a nice snack in the park on a summer afternoon. It has nothing to do with justice for anyone or fucking just any of that. They literally, they sell succulents and well-priced high-end groceries, all right? The grocery store staffed by cheerful young people in Hawaiian shirts does not have to focus on social justice. It just has to focus on selling groceries. And I'm going to be honest, I did not expect the response out of Trader Joe's, because initially it looked like they were going to buckle, but I love their reply. They said, "We disagree that any of these labels are racist. Products that resonate with our customers and sell will remain on our shelves." And what a big fat round of applause they deserve. Like I said this a few weeks ago, when the woke mob comes for you, the only answer is to take out your penis, work up a big fat stiffy, and tell them to suck your fucking dick. Like, that is literally the only thing you can do when they try to hit you with some shit like this. Absolutely ridiculous. Didn't expect the response from Trader Joe's because, look, I shop at the Trader Joe's in Hoboken. I shop at the one in the city. I've shopped at the ones in Bergen County. I've shopped at Trader Joe's all over the fucking place. And I usually, you associate it with a sort of progressive, Caucasian, defund the police type crowd. So to see them swing back like that is really, really, it's nice. It's refreshing. It's like finding out that like a nerdy, bookish, quiet girl is actually like a closet freak. Like this one time I banged this chick who played in an orchestra and she started squirting all over the place and demanded that I fuck her in the ass, right? Who am I to say no? Who is Trader Joe's to take their aptly named Trader Jose's salsa off of the shelves because some assholes with a Change.org petition demanded that they do so. So, round of applause for Trader Joe, Trader Jose, Trader Ming, all of those international traders. Great job standing up to this cocksucking mob that's ruining everything. And speaking of anal sex, the butthole, the beehole, the two-hole, the pooper, the poop chute. Apparently, there are a lot of guys out there who don't wash their assholes. And if you're wondering how I've gained this familiarity with other men's rectums, it is not through physical experience. Although, I do recall one day in the Marine Corps. I mean, the Marine Corps, you're nuts to butts in the fucking shower. So yeah, I've been up close to plenty of fucking hairy fucking ass cracks. But I do remember one day after we got in from a field exercise in Quantico, I was walking past these guys down the hallway, their room, and they had the fucking door wide open. And this is a concern. You do have to check every crevice in your body for ticks after you've been out in the Quantico Highlands for a week in the spring. And I shit you not, one dude had a pair of tweezers and was pulling a tick out of another dude's asshole. So yeah, I mean, look, hey, sometimes fellers come face to face with another feller's asshole, and there ain't nothing gay about it. It's just two guys helping each other out after a week in the woods of doing manly stuff. But I saw a tweet a while back. I think it was actually a retweet of maybe She Rates Girls, which it's one of my favorite. She Rates Dogs is one of my favorite Twitter accounts. But it referenced men with unwashed assholes. And I was incredibly intrigued by the phrase because it seemed so specific. Like, it seemed like a phrase that was being used as though people knew what was up. Like, there actually are a lot of guys out there with unwashed assholes. So I did a little Googling, and what I found out, by the way, Kona Castaway IPA, absolutely delicious. I Googled, and it turns out that, first of all, there is a lot of gay porn that focuses on an unclean asshole. Which I'm gonna be honest, that's even more off-putting than run-of-the-mill gay porn. I mean, you show me two dudes shoving their dicks up each other's butts, and that's a video I don't want to watch. You throw a ring of poop around that butthole and subsequently around that wiener, and that is a video that I really don't want to watch. But to each their own. If you're a man who enjoys butt fucking another man, all power to you. If you're a man who enjoys butt fucking another man who doesn't wash out his asshole after he takes a shit, all power to you as well. Different strokes, different folks, as they say. But not for me. Not even a chick with a shit-covered asshole. Just disgusting. Duty really grosses me out. I think it's hilarious. I have more poop emojis around this apartment. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 stuffed poop emojis in plain sight here. and then I have another on my keychain, and I have a couple stickers floating around. So I love a poop emoji, but I don't love coming into regular contact with poop, because it's disgusting. I've already told my parents that if they're ever, like, you know, invalids or what have you, I'm not wiping their asses. I told them, go into my inheritance and pay for, you know, whatever, in-home care, or get yourself a nice rag on a stick, or whatever you got to do in your elder years. But I'm not wiping out your shitter. But anyway, I get to these articles and a few Reddit posts, and I find out that this is a very real phenomena of guys who don't clean their assholes out. And so there are a few reasons. Some of them, I guess, were just never taught to clean it. Some are so hairy that they say they just can't get a good wipe. They got to go in the shower, and it's just that's more of, I guess you're a victim of circumstance if that happens. The phrase they used was like spreading peanut butter on a shag carpet, and then trying to clean it out with toilet paper. Which, by the way, I don't have an overly hairy asshole, but I have a hairy enough asshole that I mean, I'm a super butthole cleaner, and I'll touch on that momentarily. But even with my less than hirsute bunghole and my overzealous asshole cleaning techniques, I'm not into the idea of getting rimmed, because it's my belief that a man can truly never present a totally clean asshole. And some of the articles that it linked off to in here were actually from gay dudes who were saying, yeah, like the way they do it is they take fiber pills, so they shit everything out, so there's no risk of anything being left up there, and then they'll give themselves an enema or get a bidet, and they shave and wax their assholes, and it's a whole thing. And I've heard similarly from adult film stars who do a lot of anal as well. And I blogged about this at meatheadmedia.com if you'd like to read some more of my thoughts on it. There's a third group of guys with unwashed assholes, and these are guys who think that it's gay to put your hands between your own ass cheeks, which is interesting. I'm amazed that anyone could operate at that level of just fragile, insecure masculinity. Like, you know, what are you afraid of? Like, you know, you don't go from washing your butthole to going to a rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike and sucking some guy's cock through a hole in the wall. Like, it doesn't work like that. Maybe for some of you. But, so this guy who says he was just never taught to wipe his ass, he says, I guess my mom didn't give me good wiping lessons. It was wipe twice and you're done. Never wipe until you're clean, says Ryan. And I'm going to be honest, man. My mom didn't teach me to wipe my ass either. There was no ass wiping lesson. But it didn't take long to figure out that having a shit-caked anus is horribly uncomfortable, right? By elementary school, you're figuring out that walking around with a little bit of gunk back there is just fucking terrible. Awful stuff. I remember being truly horrified one day, because I was in like third grade. I had a little itch going, and I was wearing these blue and yellow like jockey briefs, and I got home and I had an aggressive streak going back there. Now, this isn't grown man me. Grown man Mike has a very clean asshole, but as a kid, you know, you got a dirty little hole. And I remember seeing that and just being horribly off-put by it, and I was like, no, the rest of life cannot be like this. So over the years, I honed quite an ass-cleaning technique until, you know, I present to you, the grown man who stands before you, with a clean pooper. He says skid marks were a part of life. I say, no, they're not. They're not a part of life. Yeah, I don't, I mean, okay. If you have a long day where you shit a couple times and maybe there's some physical activity and some sweat and you're sitting down and you're moving around, yeah, everyone gets a faint little line on there. But at some point, skid marks aren't a regular part of your day. He says, I assumed it was normal from television. What show are you watching that touts shit-streaked undies as a part of everyday life? I watch a lot of TV. I'm honed into popular culture. I've got my finger on the pulse. That finger is not coming up covered in duty because everyone out there is washing their asshole. The only way you're learning from TV that skid marks are a part of everyday life is if your cable package only shows late-night German erotica. That is literally the only answer to that I can come up with. And he says he would hold it until he got home so he could take a shit and then shower. So this moron has the human brain, which, if you think about the journey the human brain has gone on, several great leaps forward, the Renaissance, rising up again after the Bronze Age collapse, overcoming plagues and war and famine. We went from being these mammoth-fighting cavemen to putting a man on the moon. But this guy used the same brain that was capable of all of that and put himself smack in the middle of a self-created daily dilemma whereby he either forces himself to walk around with a shit-caked anus, or he holds feces in his lower intestine for 8+ hours until a toilet and a shower are available. I'll let you digest that for a moment. Think about that when you're out and about and you encounter people and you deal with them. That their assholes may be covered in shit, or they may be holding a massive turd in their belly because they don't know how to properly wipe their anuses. Some guys think it's gay, I guess, to wipe your ass, like I teased before. I teased. I'm such a tease. Sorry. This one woman wrote on Reddit. She made a variety of odor-related complaints about her husband, and she says, I was washing his clothes. The whole seat of his underwear had brown stains on them. She continues, once when I was riding him, he got up and there was a brown streak where his ass had been on the bed. So she goes and she buys baby wipes and puts them on top of the commode, which, by the way, I cannot recommend baby wipes more. They are an amazing anus cleaner. I used to use them in the field all the time. There is nothing fucking better when you're in the field. Just those little niceties, like wiping your ass with a baby wipe and then fucking scrubbing off your balls and your taint and your armpits and getting your not with the same one. You're not wiping and then wiping duty all over your balls and chest and everything. You bring a big box out there for the week. But this guy screams in his wife's face, a real man doesn't go in between his cheeks or spread for anything. Well, congratulations, lady, because your husband is a closeted homosexual who is terrified that he will enjoy his own hand between his cheeks so much that the next time he's got to wash down his butthole, he'll opt for a nice soapy cock to do the cleaning instead. That's what's going on in his head. Jesus. Another woman talking about her husband. She says his bath towels are shit spotted more days than not. And I love her proposed solution at first was she's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy new towels, darker color, won't see the shit. And then she realized, well, then we're just masking the duty. So she's like, look, my husband's been asking me for ass play, and he's got this dirty anus. I can't do it. And it's like, come on, dude. I mean, can you imagine being married to someone who is so discourteous that they don't wash their ass? That's bad enough. Living in close quarters, sharing a bed, sharing towels, etc., with someone who doesn't wash the shit from their asshole. Now, imagine marrying someone that is so selfish that they want their partner to toss their uncleaned salad. It's disgusting. Run. I mean, just... How do you... That's why the divorce rate's 50% in this country. Maybe that's it. Maybe we've cracked the fucking code. Maybe if everyone got a bidet installed in their home bathroom, the divorce rate would be like, low, 10, 25%. Relationships would be holding up. Seriously, if you're a single guy out there and you have any nervousness about, like, meeting or hooking up with chicks, they always say the whole, hey, just remember to picture everyone naked. Everyone looks the same naked, or picture them taking a dump. No. Picture this. Your competition out there in the dating game has an unwashed asshole. Odds are, when you hit on a girl or you're swiping on Bumble, the guys that you're competing with did not wash the shit from their anuses. So you should go into every one of those encounters with the confidence of a man with a sparkling anus in a room full of shit-caked turd cutters. And as we were talking about the Middle East before, one more thing I would like you to consider when it comes to the responsibility you have to clean your own asshole. In the Middle East, ass washing is standard. With water, they use their left hand. They are big on cleaning their buttholes in the Middle East. That means that ISIS and Al-Qaeda, although they live like it's still the Stone Age, they're in caves and mud huts and they're banging goats. Despite all of that, they still have super clean anuses. It is unacceptable. The Islamic State cannot have cleaner assholes than the United States. Not only is it just a slap in the face to every patriotic American, but imagine just the recruiting tool for ISIS. Instead of making videos where they're lining up hostages and chopping their heads off and all of that, they could just make propaganda videos showing some woman who's disappointed with the shit specks fucking all over her husband's underwear, and then a picture of a jihadi in, his dish dash and with his AK and everything, wiping his asshole until it sparkles. And then they could just be like, look, which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be with us? Do you want to go to paradise with the virgins and the clean assholes? Or do you want to be in America with their decadence and their unwashed keisters? You think about it. Jesus. So this is about more than washing your hole, all right? This is about freedom. It's about patriotism. It's about not letting the terrorists win. So goddamn it, if you won't wash your ass for your wife, do it for your country, baby. The good old US of A. Patriotism. Patriotism. America, we need it now more than ever. The world is ganging up on us. They're talking shit about us, whether you like Trump or not. They're constantly taking shots. Old fucking blackface Trudeau is always throwing shade, and you got all these other smug cocksuckers out there doing the same. China, North Korea sending us the fucking Wuhan flu. Guess what? It's America. We're learning how to wash our assholes, and we're staying on top. All right? And that's going to be about it for me for this week. I don't know why I'm peaking like that when I speak. I feel like a fucking asshole for doing it. I know I do it a lot. If you want to check out the podcast, of course, can be downloaded at thesavagecrew.libsyn.com. And a bunch of other, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find the Savage Sacktap. Most of those links are up on facebook.com/The Savage Crew. At the top of the page, it's like Podbean and Stitcher and Pocket Cast and all that fucking shit. And then I've recently added it to like Spotify and a bunch of others. So yeah, you can just find it all over the goddamn place. You have no excuse for not being able to find the fucking Savage Sacktap. So download it, listen to it, share it with some friends. And I would also like to beg with you, to plead with you, to follow me on Twitter. I'm like 9 short of 2,000 followers. If you're watching on the live stream, I don't know why I keep gesturing with my right hand like a fucking asshole. But yeah, I need like 9 more to get to 2,000, which, I mean, in the Twitterverse isn't a whole lot, but it'll be the most I ever had, which is, that's fun. So please do that, at Mike Montone on Twitter, and Instagram at Gary_Moyler, Moyler, and of course you can find my blogs and the podcast and any contact info and all that shit is up at meatheadmedia.com. Okay, so check that out. I will check you out next week. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys. Don't forget to wash your assholes.